Hey, what's up? Welcome to the latest release of Gunner Heat PC for the public demo. This was released as of the recording of this video, which is on the 31st of January 2021, as it of course says at the bottom right of the screen. I'm not going to waste time talking about Gunner Heat PC. If you want to know more about it, look up the website. We're going to get into it and start killing stuff. Do M60A3 solo hunt in Germany. And start out by just looking at our surroundings, and we've got immediate movement located to our left, consisting of one T-55 tank. We'll look at it in all its glory and detail before having it smile for a photo from the camera. And beware of the flash, it can be blinding. And that hit has caused the tank to erupt into flames. With gunnery, you're trained to shoot at a target until it either changes shape or changes color, or both. In that case, it changed color, so we know it's dead, and we're going to continue. Hey, so the last video I did with Gunner Heat PC was about 6 months ago. The game has evolved tremendously since that time. The graphics look very nice. You know, we're getting a pretty good, basically this system is capped at like 60 frames per second, so it's constantly bumping that. But no performance issues as far as I can tell. The woods look pretty good. A little bit of a draw thing with the grass there, but hey, it's a public alpha, it happens. What we're going to do is we're going to use the woods here as kind of our right backstop, stay against that to avoid silhouetting ourselves against the sky. Looks like we've got some armored vehicles down there in the distance. I don't know if you can see them. We've got an enemy tank there. Cool. Lead actually is automatically applied in this version, which is very nice indeed. We're going to back up. That is an AT system, which is very deadly, and I do not want to tangle with on an equal footing. Such, that is our primary target. We're going to kind of ignore those tanks there that seem to be stationary. Alright, we're going to orient on that target, move forward. So, yeah, you use shift in order to change the view from third person to kind of the commander's cupola view to the actual gunner's sight itself. And we've now got sight of it. So the coax works a little weird. Normally you would laze, and wherever you fire is exactly where the rounds would land, up to 900 meters, and this is 859. But they land short, so you kind of just have to guesstimate and walk them on. Which is easier said than done, of course. Walk up a little bit, and yeah, we're getting hits on the gunner. So in the current version, there's not really any good feedback provided when you get a kill on an AT system. It is what it is. And again, I'm sure these will be fixed in the future. They're focused probably right now on the main gun rounds itself. Drive forward in the direction of these tanks, and we can see the first one right there by his, the antenna sticking up. Move forward, get a good laze, fire. Immediately back up, reload, try to hit again. Drive up, fire, got a good kill. We're gonna shift to our left, 200 meters, too short, driving up again, fire, got a hit. Not seeing movement, but we'll fire again just to make sure. And at that point, BDA would be telling us, if I were a betting man, the crew is dead. Continue to scan. There we go. Something else. Zoom in so we can get a better view in the day sight. That is definitely a T-55. Lays, 1,200. Fire. Hit a little high. We're going to adjust lower. Running a little low on Sabo rounds here. That's okay. Penetrate the fuel tank, wet, track, fuel tank, yeah, penetrate a lot of stuff. And we got fire and smoke, so he's dead. Okay, We're going to charge down this way and continue fighting like a crazy madman against this Russian horde that we seem to be the only survivor of American or NATO forces. Yeah, we're just kind of doing battle with these horrible, horrible communists. Sounds like it could be made into a movie of some sort, right? So the gunner's controls are kind of very slow, I guess is how I describe them. When you're in the gunner's view, when you're in the external view, they kind of like are really snappy and move pretty quickly. So, you know, I can't find any other way to move the turret, so I guess that's by design. It's a little weird, and it takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's all right. It's all right. You know, you can definitely be effective with it. That's for sure. Just trying to kind of change position here and look around, really, at this point. Start driving forward. That part of the road keeps bothering me, as if I'm seeing something, but I don't think I am. Just trying not to, you know, drive out into an enemy ambush, if possible. Okay, there we go. Enemy tank. Switch to day sight for, you know, better view. Lays, fire, hit, back up. Switch back to thermals. And we're gonna have to go to heat next for our next round. Lays, fire, hit, and I don't need to be an expert or even see very well to know that that is a kill. I think the, yep, his turret popped straight off and is lying on the ground there. Good stuff. Okay, I think there's like a Birdom 2 left in this scenario, and then like an AT system. We'll kill the Birdom 2, I'll talk a little bit, and then I'll end the video. Yeah, we're gonna go do that, so I'll, yeah, go forward and find that final Birdom 2, shoot a heat round at him, and see what happens. And I don't know if you can see him, but I see what looks like a gray silhouette right there between some trees over the next kind of little IV line here. So we're going to go hold down, shoot at the guy, if that is in fact an enemy vehicle, and then pop back. Yep, that's exactly what that is. Hello, little guy. Lays, fire. Hit the engine, but not seeing any crew damage or any change to that. Lays again, fire. Hit again. And we'll give one more for good measure, but I think he's down. Alright, cool. Hey, so as far as the Gunner Heat PC public demo goes, right? So yes, it's still alpha. Yes, there's still stuff that needs work. Like again, I mentioned, I think kind of, you know, the vehicles themselves are kind of a little bit slidey when you try to control them. Like you'll be driving down the road. Let's say I want to take this next ride at kind of this little tank trail here, and you can see I'm sliding around already. You know, I want to do kind of a 45-degree turn, and you kind of slide into it much like it's some sort of, I don't know, you know, like you're Tokyo drifting or something. So it seems like the controls could be tweaked a little bit for sensitivity to make them a bit more precise. Other things as well, you know, the turret movement in the actual gunner seat is very slow. I'll do a comparison real quick. So we'll go ahead, let me get my timer out on my phone and just kind of do this for the exercise. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to traverse to basically my 3 o'clock, which is in this direction. I'll line up my tank so that I'm able to physically see this tree when I'm in the actual turret. And I'm going to go ahead and go to stopwatch and try to time this. So in the normal, external view here, starting it off about like 2 seconds, and getting into the actual turret itself, we'll start, and I'm not even there yet. Yeah, so before I even got there, that was already at a good 6 seconds. So it's not uniform, and that's, I don't know, it feels like in the gunner's position, it just, I'm like slinging my mouse up, and it's just not really going as quick, and not really giving you huge turret movements. That's not necessarily bad if you're expected to primarily fight in the third-person view here, and then switch the turret view for more precise shots. But it's I don't know, it takes some getting used to. Another thing as well is that you get very disoriented when in the gunner's seat, unlike in real life. So it's kind of difficult, especially when your turret is traversing and your vehicle is moving, to kind of tell where you're over the front of the vehicle. I mean, I'm kind of there now, but you go out to the external view and you're still a little bit off, So maybe having something like, I don't know, in the bottom right or left or something of the screen, having a, cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west, have a little indicator of your tank to show where its direction of travel is, and then have a little indicator for the turret to see, which direction you're facing in relation to the tank, if you know what I mean. So those would be things I'd like to see. Another thing I've noticed as well, and this may just be me not knowing how to play the game, but based on the controls up here, and I looked at the inputs that came with the game as well, you can select the 50 cal machine gun, which normally you'll shoot at it from the commander's cupola, which you can kind of do here, and you can kind of, burst on target a little bit, but there's no way to actually, precisely aim it, as far as I can tell, which would, certainly be nice to have for, destroying light-skinned targets, or, even against that AT system I encountered earlier. That might be a good option. I can't figure out how to use it. That could just be me, however, so I don't know. Some things that, I don't want to sound like a negative Nancy here, so some things that they've done, in addition to lead actually automatically applying as it should, which is great, the stabilization is automatically enabled, as it should be. So, I can turn the stabilizer off here, and as you can tell, I kind of turn around in the tank, and, my turret goes with it, which is exactly how it behaves in real life, so that's good. One of the things that seems kind of weird is I feel like just experimenting with it, and I don't know, the beta testers or alpha testers, I guess, may need to go into more detail, but it seems like when I laze, and I know there's a little bit of lead being applied, but it seems like the center of the reticle is not where the laser rangefinder is hitting, which is where it really should in real life. So I've noticed it. I didn't notice it as much in this video, but at longer range targets, it just seems like it's slightly offset. So a, round that you're firing at, say, 2,000 meters, it would have hit, may be on the verge of missing. But final thoughts, right? Like, yes, it's an alpha. Yes, there's some bugs. Yes, there's always a bit of jankiness to it. Whatever, right? It's an alpha. But bottom line, I played this. I've got a big old smile on my face right now. I'm enjoying it. So the public version of this game is free to download. If you haven't checked it out, do so. I'll leave a link in the description below. And hey, check the game out, play it, and yeah, hopefully you enjoy it. So that's all I've got for now. I'll see you guys in a later video. Peace.